And it goes beyond keeping our own house in order. It goes to the very heart of accomplishing the police mandate. Because the police mandate says that when a citizen steps out from under authority, a citizen essentially says, I don't have to follow the rules, I don't have to obey the law. It's our job to bring them back into compliance with the law. And interestingly, the only officer in this diagram that can effectively do that is the faithful officer. Now, the renegade can drag him off to jail kicking and screaming. The renegade can beat him into submission with his own ego. Sure, we get good at that. But the renegade will never be able to change the heart of this citizen, except perhaps to make it even worse. Because the citizen can look into this destructive lifestyle of the renegade and say, you are a hypocrite. That badge, that patch, that uniform, it represents something, but I can look into your life, and I can look into your attitude, I can look into your character, and I can see that you are not who you represent yourself to be. Consequently, I have no respect for you. I have no reason to be obedient or respectful to you and what you stand for. You're representing something other than the law, the Constitution, the profession, and the standards of the organization, the people. The most powerful example that we have of this principle at work occurred about 2,000 years ago. And I'm going to end with this illustration. Because about 2,000 years ago, the land of Palestine was under the rule of the Roman Empire, a very powerful and at times oppressive, perhaps even corrupt government, but no question about its power. And within a particular town or a village, they would appoint a representative of Roman governmental authority. That representative was known as the centurion. The centurion was an army commander, and he was in fact the police chief of that town or that village. In fact, you might could argue that not only was he the police chief, he was the mayor and the judge as well. They did not have constitutionally separated powers as we do here. And this centurion was a very powerful man of authority. And in the little town of Capernaum, there was a centurion there who had a servant that was on the verge of death, very ill. And the centurion heard that Jesus was in town. So he sent word to him. He said, I've got this servant that's ill. Will you heal him? And Jesus essentially said, well, I'll be glad to heal him. One of the reasons I came here was to heal the sick. We'll go over there to your house, and I'll heal him right up, and he'll be good as new. Now, that's a paraphrase, all right, but, words to that effect. And the centurion said something very powerful at that point. He said, don't come to my house. He said, number one, I'm not even worthy to have you come under my roof. But number two, he said, I too am a man under authority, and I have soldiers that work under me. And if I tell that one to go, he goes. And if I tell that one to come, he comes. And if I tell that one, you go off and do something, he goes off and does it. He said, you don't have to come to my house. All you have to do is speak the word, and it'll be done. Now, what was he doing? He was recognizing the authority of Jesus. He said, look, if you're who you say you are, if you are who you represent yourself to be, the Son of God, God in the flesh, the great physician, the Savior of mankind, if you're all those things, then why do you have to go anywhere? All you have to do is speak the word, and it'll be done. Folks, do you realize that's how it's supposed to work? It's supposed to work that when all the layers of authority are lined up correctly, the one in authority should simply speak the words, and it should go down to the appropriate chain of command, and it should get done. Appropriate level, and it should get done. That's how it's supposed to work. It doesn't happen. It doesn't work that way very often, does it, in real life? And the reason is we've got renegades at all levels throughout our organizational structure, and they're breaking the flow of power. Instead of dealing with appropriate organizational, positional authority, we're now dealing with ego power, and it breaks the flow. Centurion understood this. Jesus marveled at the faithfulness of the centurion. He said, in all of Israel, I've not seen this kind of faith. This is a Roman soldier. He is a pagan, for crying out loud. And he's got more faith than those of you who call yourselves the children of Abraham, the very man of faith himself. And yes, Jesus did in fact heal the servant of the centurion. But here's my point. The centurion did not say, I am a man of authority, even though he was. He said, I am a man what? Under authority. Because he understood this principle. And he understood that the only time he had any right to tell anybody else what to do, to go, or to come, or to go do something, is when he himself was lined up under his authorities. That's the essence of good character. It's the essence of integrity, being who you represent yourself to be. The centurion understood this power. My message to you today is, because all of you, in some degree or another, are in positions of authority, my message to you is the same as the message of the centurion is, how dare you? How dare you go back into your home jurisdictions and tell anybody else how to live their life, what they should do or what they should not do, unless you yourself are lined up under your authorities. That's where legitimate power comes from. Anything else? It's about you. It's about your ego, your opinions. And folks, I for one am very pleased and honored to be a part of something that I consider to be bigger than I am, much bigger than I am. The profession of law enforcement, the badge, it stands for something. It represents something bigger than I am. This character initiative is something bigger than any of us. Isn't it exciting to be a part of something that's bigger than we are? I will leave this up here on the screen, I think, for just a minute. Some contact information, Police Dynamics Institute. There's my email address, our website address. And if we at the Dorchester County Sheriff's Office or the Police Dynamics Institute can assist you in any way in achieving your goals to put character first, you call on us. Thank you very much.